He didn't realize he was ready to leave the store angry. But the enormous lines at the pay checkout and the crowd in the vegetable area didn't bother him. It wasn't the screaming kids or the zombie-like mums pushing their carts in front of him. He felt his blood boil when he looked inside the wagon, which belonged to another family. He worked hard to support his small family. Joining the American Army would make life easier, he thought. His parents taught him that nothing worthwhile comes for free, so leaving his family for long periods to serve his nation was difficult. Patrick was lucky to find Whitney, his soulmate, and they married soon after. He had a boy and girl quickly. The couple ran into financial trouble, and with only one income, they had to make do with what they could afford. Patrick often skipped breakfast to stretch his $70 to feed his family. After diapers, vehicle payments, gas, and hygiene, $70 doesn't go far for 4 people, and the Gibsons were barely getting by. Patrick decided it was fine. He was satisfied. They would manage. Patrick bought groceries at Walmart one month with leftover paycheck money. He carefully browsed the aisles, making calculations in his head as he chose the greatest deals and promotions. He considered buying a family treat today as he looked at the bright red grapes in the produce department. Patrick had no idea his smile would vanish. Walmart was crowded that day, so he didn't want to stay longer. Children cried as their exhausted mothers pushed them aimlessly while rude people rammed their shopping carts into Patrick's heels. Leave was necessary. If you like my videos, don't forget to like or subscribe. Thanks in advance. He pushed his small bag of groceries to the checkout counter and waited to be helped, unaware that this would ruin his day. As the line of shoppers moved slowly, Patrick regretted the 2 stacked trolleys in front of him. He saw 2 carts full of steaks, butter, bacon, cheese, shrimp, and lobster. Must be great, he thought as they prepared to dump their goods on the counter. He had no idea his next move would enrage so many. After packing and totaling their groceries, the $800 figure wasn't surprising. Patrick was stunned when the man opened his wallet to pay. He cleared a $100 stack for an EBT card. EBT cards, or electronic benefits cards, allow state welfare departments to electronically distribute food stamps using payment cards. He paid for all his luxury purchases this way. Patrick furiously pulled out his phone again. Patrick was upset that they could pay for their food with an EBT card. As he watched, the injustice bothered him. What's fair? He chose the unthinkable. Angered, Patrick took a picture. He thought, maybe he was too harsh. He couldn't know the couple's situation. What he saw next in the Walmart parking lot was the last straw. Patrick had already paid for his 3 bags of groceries when he passed the couple in the parking lot because it took a while to load the huge haul into their car. He saw them again looking right. He looked at the wrong time. Patrick was furious that these people were using food stamps to buy groceries while carrying large amounts of cash, but he had accepted what he had seen and decided to move on. He saw their car in the parking lot. Overkill. Patrick said the couple loading $800 worth of groceries into a new Hyundai Genesis costs $15,000 to $20,000 more than his family's car. How did they afford this car on welfare? Patrick thought the family driving an expensive car added insult to injury. New Hyundai Genesis cars are nice for car novices. It's no Tesla, but it's an expensive model of a respectable brand, and welfare recipients can't afford it. His Facebook outrage was boiling. Sorry, but I had to vent, he began on Facebook. The picture on the left shows the groceries and diapers my family could afford this pay period. Wife, son, daughter, myself, which was paid in cash since I actually work hard, he added. The right photo shows the purchase in front of me in line. He continued ranting. If you can't tell in the picture, there are 2 full buggies of groceries, including steak and other nice food. The clincher. Patrick added, food stamps were used. Which I wouldn't mind if I hadn't seen the person move their big fold of cash out of the way to get to the ET card and then load them into the back of a brand new Hyundai Genesis. That is about 15k, 20k more than my car, Patrick wrote. He ranting incredulously. I just thought I would take the time to tell this person family that you are very welcome from all of us hardworking struggling to buy food Americans that have to pay for your fancy steak feast. Patrick continued, while I skip breakfast and lunch every day so my wife and children have food to eat, because $50, $75 doesn't go very far. So you enjoy your $800 free grocery purchase. Some Facebook users shared his outrage. Most comments were positive, with many saying they had seen similar things, but some Facebook users criticized Patrick's post, saying he shouldn't judge a stranger based on what he's seen. Do you really know their backstory? Someone asked. And suggested the new car was a gift. Patrick's retaliation revealed why he felt wronged in Walmart that day. Do you know their history? Don't judge someone when angry. How do you know if that person works and their spouse doesn't because of problems? That the new car was a gift and they used all their money to pay their bills. How do you know? Criticized. Patrick responded perfectly. Patrick refused. He saw and said what he saw. Let's call it what it is, he said. We can all sit around and believe in sunshine and rainbows, saying the old don't judge a book by its cover stuff. But so many people are abusing the system that was put in place for struggling families. Patrick's response was quite good. There were others who disagreed with Patrick even more. One woman called Patrick creepy for taking pictures of someone else's grocery cart and got feisty. She added that the shopper may not own that car and may have 9 children. Unfortunately, we cannot know the situation. Patrick recovered again. Well, the odds of that being the case in this situation, much like many other food stamp situations, are almost as likely as me being approved for some government assistance because we are struggling, Patrick replied. I forgot. We were denied, so the chick isn't dying and no one gave her a car. But hardworking people like me are giving her a free life. Patrick's real outrage. He's furious because the state denied his family aid when they needed it most. Patrick defends Americans but cannot receive food stamps. Mind-boggling. Speaking out made him famous. How did he react to Facebook fame? After Patrick's Facebook post went viral, he seemed pleased. This Facebook screenshot shows his real-time mood. Patrick's special moment must have been refreshing since most people don't get such feedback. After all he had been through, so many people supporting him probably energized him. Why did it go viral? Patrick's post isn't surprising. Over 100,000 Facebook shares and hundreds of comments. His opinion of the couple who didn't need government assistance has many pro and con arguments. An intriguing post about Patrick's experience. A picture says 1,000 words, and your version is biased. No one needs to thank you or anyone else for working for their grocery bill when the fact is that a majority of families participating in the program are working families struggling to make ends meet just like you, one man wrote. Who qualifies for financial aid remains controversial. What if it's flawed? However, abusing a welfare system for struggling families is wrong. Patrick risks his life, time, and energy for America, but he has less time at home to build a career. Patrick's story shows that life can be unfair. It's often beyond our control. It's hard to run a government, but that doesn't mean people should just accept unfair treatment. Always defend your rights. The couple couldn't defend or explain themselves. Until now. The couple who offended Patrick saw his story on Reddit, an anonymous social media platform, and defended themselves. Finally, their side of the story. Everyone can decide if they were wrong. So, Patrick Gibson, this one's for you, begins the 2020 Reddit post, ******WU, Patrick Gibson. First, my 11 months of EBT use is not a handout. I paid into this social service and do not feel guilty about using it for a short time when there was no other way. The long, retaliatory Reddit post explains why Patrick had no right to judge a man and his wife for using an electronic benefits card to buy groceries. For more than 30 years, I worked, paid taxes, struggled financially, and did without often, the anonymous woman continued. I paid taxes so you could attend public schools, drive on public streets, play in public parks, and be protected by police, firefighters, and our military. My taxes and work benefited you for years. So, thanks. You don't approve of my purchase because you think people who struggle don't deserve what you consider a luxury. The couple's purchases reveal Patrick's wrongdoing. The angry woman wrote, "Not that I owe you an explanation, but the 2 carts of groceries you disapprove of are for 4 people for 2 months. That steak I scammed the system for." The post elaborates on that luxury steak that had incensed Patrick. "Well, we have been out of work for many months, all of our reserves were spent, we've cut every expense possible, but our son's birthday was in a couple of days, and we didn't have $1 to buy him even the cheapest gift. That steak was their son's birthday treat and his favorite meal. I bought a small steak," she says. "Shoot me, it was his entire birthday." Patrick probably felt shame reading this post. What about the wad of cash Patrick saw? Did she explain? This post suggests that people should think twice before criticizing strangers online without all the facts. That money you saw. The woman continued, "Why couldn't we pay cash for our food? Rent money. Are you upset we pay rent in cash? Should we be evicted to prove we're poor enough for your help?" The brand new Hyundai Genesis Patrick saw the couple loading their groceries into was explained by the woman. "What about my new car?" She replied, "Nope." Patrick's position is becoming increasingly untenable. "My 9-year-old van is in the driveway in need of repair that we cannot afford right now," the Reddit post continues. "My very generous neighbor allowed us to do our shopping in their car, another reason we bought so much at one time. We might not shop again for a while. I mean, I'm unknown. My story is unknown. You're not me. But you want to judge me. F you. Patrick, your military paycheck is funded by my taxes. Your job is mine. Welcome." Unfortunately, the long Reddit post on "Off My Chest" has only one comment. The Redditor replied, "Anyway, maybe Patrick and his stay-at-home wife should stop having kids if he literally has to skip meals to feed them. He should also apply for EBT benefits since it's so easy to eat steak and lobster on the government's dime." Sadly, cancel culture and online shaming are the norm. Rude people are everywhere on social media. A viral video showed an angry Karen refusing to wear a mask. With camera phones so readily available, it's tempting to photograph your day's annoyances. Should we? While it may feel good to name those who have wronged you, everyone should resist the urge. First, online naming and shaming and cancel culture can damage a person or business's reputation and career, especially if that shaming was unwarranted and social media only presents one side of the story. The digital age has elevated public shaming. Doxing is another form of public shaming. Thus, online shaming in the heat of the moment is wrong. Not just because it can cause damage to the person being shamed, but because posts can and do go viral and you, like Patrick, may end up being the one with egg on your face. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again in the next video.